Let me see, so that was, so Julie, that was 707.
Yep, got it, thank you.
So I guess actually the first order, before the reward, we should welcome Derek.
Yeah, to welcome Derek to the board. Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations on your resounding victory.
It was tough. Competition was tight, yeah.
I know. It was those guys that came in right at 7:45. Those are the ones that put you over time.
Well, I'm happy to be
You pulled
here.
1,000 votes, right? Yeah, I think, it's kind of 4 digits. It's pretty
Even, you know.
I spent all that campaigning I was doing, running around the neighborhood and stuff.
Yelling at people parking in front of your house. Go vote for me, Doug.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, he's doing right. He's doing it.
Well, thank you.
All right. Well,
So this is my part where I just act for, we always reorganize after the May election, so. So it's my role to ask for nominations for the 3 different spots, so. So I'll open up nominations for chair.
I nominate Tim.
I second.
First, let me just, so any other nominations?
Yeah, anybody else want it? I'm not looking to get rid of it, but if anybody else wants it, you're more than welcome.
Been there, done that.
So I'll call for a vote.
Okay.
Yeah, someone's got to make a motion and.
I'll make a motion to second that and vote him in.
We did it.
I'll second that. Julie seconds that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Vice chair nominations.
Jackie Lorenzo.
Oh, Jack seemed to do a pretty good job.
Got my vote.
Any
I
other
like that idea.
nominations? What do you want to call a motion?
On a motion.
Second,
Second by John.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Secretary,
I said aye for that one. How many, who was it that?
she said aye to me, secretary.
Sorry, who was second?
That was John and seconded that.
Yeah,
John, second that motion, okay.
so those motions are 6-0, by the way, because the candidate doesn't vote for themselves, so.
Got it.
So secretary, I heard you say aye after I said secretary, is that?
No, I was hoping to hand over the reins to someone else for next year.
Well, go for.
I'm a new guy. I gotta learn first.
Listen.
Ha, guess what, Derek? That's what happened to me last year.
New guy.
It's a great way to learn. It's a great way to learn.
Derek, I do keep notes too, so it's just a matter of.
It's a name only.
But I want to say that for Julie, she did a great job.
Nominate Julie.
Then I'll nominate Derek.
Well, we have 2 nominations, so I do have to call for votes on both of them.
Oh my gosh, no. No, I feel like this is a game show.
This better be silent.
Katie, how about you? Would you like it?
That's a negative, but I appreciate the offer.
Okay.
He's busy eating candy.
One piece.
Oh, I wish I was there to enjoy it. Looks like chocolate. Looks very good. I'm the new secretary of the Roadways and Sidewalks Committee as well, so I'm just feeling a bit overwhelmed. That's why I'm offering to give it up.
Fill in the blanks.
We have another job for Derek anyways that he doesn't know about, so
Yeah,
unless you want that one.
actually,
we
yeah,
need someone
let's
for Harbor.
explore- Let's explore that. Okay, so yeah, maybe this is where we can get around this. So we also need somebody to be our representative to the Harbor Committee. Because Jeff was that guy. And so, that's open for discussion and open for replacement. If people want to do it, if people don't want to do it, I mean, my personal opinion is I think we should do it. I think we have a place in that discussion. Recreation has a place in that discussion.
That I know from the 80s and 90s, they fought to get a position, the
Yeah.
recognition.
Yeah, so it would kind of be like a stick in the eye if we. Giving up our seat on the. Yeah, if we gave up a seat, yeah. And it doesn't, I mean, from Jeff's reports, it wasn't overly time consuming and it wasn't like, they did a plan. That was like their busy period. So I think they met more frequently when they're trying to do the harbor plan. Now that that's in place, I think that it's more just like an ongoing kind of monitoring and making sure that they stay up to speed on the shell fishing that's going on with Situate, and
And then we meet 3 times a year, right?
it's a minimal number of days. It's not often. It's not, I think it's monthly, but I don't know.
Yeah, but after they done all these plans, they said they changed it to every 3rd month or something.
Yeah, so. I guess those are these are the 2 things we have to work on. Who's gonna be the secretary, and who's gonna be the harbor.
So to boil it down, it's either taking notes at a meeting you're already attending or another hour on your calendar every month.
And I can't say, we have always had representative, but I know Chuck. That maybe as many times as we can go, but.
Yeah.
There's a 9-person committee, which I'm hoping to reduce, but we don't want to lose our seat. So. They have problems getting forums with 9 people.
Do you know what their meeting schedule is like? You said maybe monthly, maybe, so do you know, like, is it evening, is it?
It's usually,
You know,
yeah,
similar scenario to this.
there's no perks of getting a more.
Oh, then I'm out. I think I still got 18 more years ahead of me.
Yeah, I don't think you can get a slip or.
My daughter will. Her name's Bill.
It's on the, go ahead, see the page.
If you need me to do that, I can do it. I think my comprehension and writing skills are probably not the strongest.
The good thing too about the harbor, being new to the area, is you can kind of figure out who the players are and kind of what the issues are that people care about. Not that rec is important, but, harbor it's a little more.
Most meetings, Jeff came and said, there's nothing to report,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
He did, yeah, he would give an update on the harbor plan, basically. It's like, we're almost done.
yeah,
And
right.
you as the representative, but not an elected member. You're not like drafting the plan, or like putting your edits in, or you're kind of just monitoring, and if there's a rec. Requirements say that falls under purview of the rec commission, and then you get, you weigh in, you just. Report back to us.
I do something similar to open
Yeah,
space,
yes.
and it is interesting, and it is like kind of.
Oh, I don't doubt that, and you all are staring at me like I have no choice, so.
No, we're not.
Of course, that means Julie's gonna be secretary.
Are there no other options for secretary now that I've done it for a year? Like, I'm not able to pass the baton over to anybody else?
Yeah, appointment.
Sorry, I can't hear you. I'm so sorry. It's hard to hear you. Go ahead.
I said it's a 3-year appointment. You didn't know that?
No, I was told it was
remote
a
job.
1-year appointment year ago. That was my first meeting. Derek, I know how it
Right,
feels.
that was for the first year. Then you got 2 more to go, though.
No, I was told it was a 1-year commitment and I was good with that. I was good with that.
Yeah, Julie, you do write too much, so you can definitely, I do 1 page, everything. Like there, I'm sure Tim does the same thing. So we could definitely get more involved. And I haven't very been cleaning up yourself because you do such a good job on it, so I just save it and send it out, so.
We're waiting.
All right, so does anyone want to move to do it? I mean,
I-
we're not gonna force you to do it.
Well, if there's no other option, then yes, I'll do it. That's fine.
Thank you very much.
I was hoping I could pass the baton on to somebody else, but
We probably could if the harbor thing didn't open up, but with Jeff leaving harbor. Unless you want harbor.
no, I'm already on the field committee group and I'm on the sidewalks and roadways committee with the select board. So I'm kind of maxed out and I'm their secretary too. So I'm kind of maxed out.
Now you're making us feel guilty. It's working.
No, come on, Joe. Fine, I'll do it, just get ready,
That's fine. We're sending
for
that.
minimal note.
Yeah.
That's right.
So-
I don't even have
Yeah,
pen
hopefully it's right
tonight,
for
so
this one, I can just stack them.
Ian, I-
start taking notes, Jack.
All right, so then we're gonna move to Katie is secretary for next year.
Oh, Katie, you're offering to take it?
Yeah,
No, I'm not, I'm being pushed to take it, but thank you very much.
Oh, did someone nominate you? I didn't hear that. I'm sorry. It's hard for me to hear.
Your guilt nominated me.
Okay.
A motion and secretary?
So, yeah, the motion's been made. Second?
Second.
all
Second,
those in
John.
favor, signify by saying aye. All right.
Katie, I'm taking the notes tonight, so not to worry.
Good, Jack can have his pen back.
And then he gets the summer off, so.
Let's, I think we
Listen.
should do a nomination.
Wait till you hear my year.
Who wants to nominate Derek for Harbor?
I nominate Derek Goodwin for the Cohasset representative to the Harbor Committee.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Can't hear you on there.
I,
I got you. Unanimous.
Well, that's it for that, so that, the minutes are here from April. If anybody, have you had a chance to read them yet, or? Yep.
One thing I was gonna ask, right, because we did talk about this, what is, how did it end up with the girls' basketball registration? How did that finish?
The non-resident?
Yeah, like bringing in, trying, because the whole concept that they were trying to get.
See if I can make that up. I don't think there were many.
Really? So I know the boys' side is packed, very popular.
Yeah. Some wait lists.
Yeah,
The girls wasn't too bad. I think it's, one of our better years, so.
okay, good.
So somebody wants to make a motion to approve the minutes of April 12th.
Make a
So-
motion.
So move.
Second. All those in favor of approving the minutes? signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Approved.
So town projects. Now it's gonna have, this Milk and Field's getting close. He works at night in there, so no one sees him working. But these. They're reviewed for, this season ends, I think this weekend, so. Bathrooms might be available this summer for some stuff, to get rid of the porta potties, I hope. But the shed will be up and running by the fall, when high school season starts, the bathrooms. Concessions, their fall season. So. I haven't
9
seen it.
years later.
I haven't seen a budget yet to see where it all came from. If they used our 25,000 that we had set aside. For it, with us, Michelle, about that, Jim, to see how much little breakdown. I can check it, see if it's still in our calendars. But, that's one project. Actually, is there any update? I don't know where we stand with Activitas and.
I haven't heard anything. I was gonna ask you, Ted, if you'd heard from Michelle Leary. I haven't heard about any progress being made there since the last meeting. That was ages ago, 2 or 3 months ago.
I don't know if there's a plan for the fall, to scale back and just do stuff there, or, I'm not sure what,
No, that's a conversation. We have to talk with her about Beechwood anyways,
Yeah.
so that'll be 2 items on the agenda.
Okay. Speaking, so let's talk about Little Beechwood a little bit. I guess, I got called over there today. So Glenn, the only thing that concerns me is that there's Glenn's going different routes. Like asking me for something, then asking you for something, and then asking, I talked to Vince Georgian today. And there was a totally, so basically Glenn asked you for the bullpen on the Dome Street side for a flower garden. And I told him no. I said, you gotta have 2 bullpens, even though it's not used that much, it looks like hell. All the greenery along Dome Street, so you're gonna go. And they're going,
Where's that?
it's just not maintained.
I know, they didn't maintain it from the beginning.
So it's gonna be a community
It's
garden.
beautiful wildflowers.
It's gonna be a community garden for for Rodney Memorials and our neighbors.
You can do it in her daughter's backyard that she just built at 81. She's all set.
Rumor has it the playground needs higher fence, so when I mentioned to Glenn, we were gonna open up the right side of the basketball court, Glenn. When he started digging, ringing his head that he could take that fence and use it to raise the playground fence, which is supposed to be higher, according to that playground report they had. So we should add that to our list too, is the whole Beechwood project. It's all being tied in together now with Lily's project. The new building she's doing across the street, giving sidewalks and, so it's all. They're doing a nice sidewalk that.
I know that, but how is Beechwood remotely contingent on private citizens?
Or like a sidewalk, they're gonna be a brand new sidewalk.
Right, they're doing infrastructure, but. So,
Yeah, we should talk. What else is there? There's money being spent at Milliken and Beechwood infields just like right now, which is great, I think town meeting approved it. That's the other thing with Ask Michelle, that's a regular, it's gonna be an ongoing yearly thing. If infield maintenance is happening, I think they're doing Beechwood tomorrow and Friday, so they have a company coming in. Trying to think what else, how many maybe approve money for improvements to the playgrounds.
so people were over there, taking out the broken stairs. That I
Beechwood?
saw them replacing the broken stairs, they dropped down the new wood chips. It's apparently a problem with the gate, that's what Glenn was asking about, like one of the gates is either broken or something's missing from the gate, I don't know which gate, I don't know if it's the entrance.
He showed me one, we also talked about holding the plan for it, so I don't know if we should wait till that. That's what I'm worried about, is that there's no, this might be a little offshoot.
Yeah. Well, because this board approved $7,000 from the Thanks for Giving race. That we had after we gave our chatter, we split the chatter. We approved, give them $7,000, but this was prior, this is when we thought it was gonna be part of town meeting. And it was gonna be part of the project, and it was gonna kick in. Whoa. But. So there's $7,000 that is available for, what this is. I don't know if they're gonna try to do I think town meeting approved $25,000, right, in improvement money. But it was unclear what that was going to entail. Is that going to entail the wood chips and fixing the steps, but, not doing the other things that do you remember when they had a consultant come over and say, this is what you should do?
Yep.
Like these swings have to be changed. Remember all this?
Yeah.
And it sounded like that was gonna be a huge number to do everything that they wanted to have done. So I think it's gonna exceed the 25,000 town meeting.
So playground maintenance, infield maintenance, to the piece.
We gotta find out, how they're spending that money, is that they obviously are, so let's find out how they're doing that, because then that'll say what kind of commitment, or we can figure out what our commitment's gonna be to. Whether they're gonna do that $250,000 new playground, or they're gonna just do repairs. It seems like, because they pulled it from town meeting, it seems like it just kind of went like, oh, I don't know, whatever. So,
Tim, how do we find out how they're spending the money? Who do we talk to about that?
yeah, we gotta go talk to Michelle Leary, so she's,
Okay.
so Michelle is she's the assistant town manager, the HR director, and also. She's really not, I don't think anymore, the procurement manager. She has somebody working essentially for her in that job. But because all this stuff kind of took place under her watch when she was a procurement manager, she's the one that if she can get us the, if she doesn't know it herself, if she's not doing it, if she didn't pay these vendors to come and fix those steps, I'm sure she knows how much they spent and who did it.
Yeah, okay,
You can get the answer from her.
okay, great. I put that in there. Thank you.
Other projects, well, I sent most of you guys photos of our office. I missed you too, but so we are getting there. It's been long, I think the flood started, so our office. A pipe in our office closet burst on Saturday of April Marathon Monday weekend. And they found it Tuesday morning. I was in California, so it's my fault. I didn't catch it on Sunday, Monday, and the holiday. But, so, yeah, so it's been 2 months now, and they posted pictures I sent today. There's a toy that in the middle of our office right now. I don't know if that's a new carpet table. It's good.
Oh, nice.
So we lost the entire first floor.
Is that your work chair?
It's some casters on the back.
But
I was
otherwise,
hoping you might have some privacy.
it's, you know, I asked for June 1st, they're talking about the kitchen, I said, I don't really care about the kitchen, I just need our office back. We are behind, like, getting ready for summer camp, but got kids that, right now Jen is up in the second floor hallway. I'm up in the attic of the library. Mine is downtown most of the time. So it's just, you know, it'd be nice to get back into our office before camp started. I did get an email from Leslie Scollins about a project at the Osgood School and for us to be prepared for our program. And I asked her what that meant, because obviously we have 130 kids up here this summer. I did find out that putting a brand new vestibule when you first walk in, like a major addition, but the town doesn't seem to know anything about it, or, you know, so I gotta find out where that's going. But that leads me right to summer. I mean, we're starting camp in less than 3 weeks, I think. I think we finally have our staff all narrowed down. You know, I will, you know, we've been fighting for a nurse for 6 months now, and you know, the schools reached out to us, school nurses, about the rate. And the school rate has gone up to $45, we were like 30 to 35, thought we were pretty comparable, so. We have changed our nurses rate to 45, 50, 55, depending on experience. They're cost us a little bit more money this summer, but it's where we're gonna head in the anyway, so we'll budget it for next year. You know, just, we didn't have a pay scale for that upper echelon professional specialists, including Lynn and Nathan, our mental health experts. So now we do have one that goes from 40 to 75. So at least we have a plan going forward. And I think that 50 rate, you know, we should be good next, you know, we have a couple of nurses in the pipeline with young kids. So we're including one of them, the regional, Crest has a regional public health nurse with Hingham and Situate. And she's got young children, but she's gonna fill in 4 months a week for us, because the girl we hired has her NPN nursing degree, and now she's getting her master's in clinical family work that she'll graduate next year. So she has the qualifications, but, you know, and her sister's workforce, Catherine Griffin, Kate Griffin. So Mary Ann's Ann is one of our coordinators, Mary Claire's one of our counselors. Nice family. So she's gonna work most of the summer this year. It's gonna help build her experience, because it's one thing the only thing she's lacking is really the clinical, like Kristen Easton had last year, even though she was an LPN. Kristen had that clinical experience with classic and practice. But Kristen's gonna work with her, Michaela, the regional public health nurse is gonna work. So I can safely say today, we have nurses coverage for the entire summer. So that's good. And I just sent out all the details about staff training coming up and CPR and how to get on payroll to 72 kids today. And that doesn't include, you know, some of the senior staff. So we're already over 85 people, including stuff like by running off the court right now for free basketball. So and over 18 volunteers. So we're up. By the time we get going in 2 weeks, we're gonna be up close to 120 again. Or have working for us or part of our program. So but yeah, playground's ready. Our wait list is down to nothing. We had a wait list right that moment, but we took some people off. Our first session's got about 20 more kids in second session. But we also look at, I don't know, July 3rd is the most soft opening we ever have at Summer Rec. That we expect people, we start Monday, July 3rd. And, we expect that to be a nice, which is good for the traffic. Get those kids situated and then start on when, we don't even know how many kids are gonna show that first week. Or do we see a lot of people miss going for 2 weeks? Which wouldn't surprise me. It's a crazy, some of our staff are a little upset that they have to be working on Monday third, but we did make our field trip for that first session relatively inexpensive, like to make up for the day that they lost, and we had a higher price on the second session field trips. But we end up, just Friday, August 11th will be the last day of the program, so if you want to put that on your calendars for. When we did the award out for the Jack Worley. If they want to already think about the last day, but. Just something to save that on your
Kind
calendar.
of rushing here.
Yeah. Tennis is, starting our tennis, Jeff Grossman, the boys tennis coach, is gonna start. We have over 30 kids in our class at 9 o'clock. That'll go to the tennis courts first before they go to Deer Hill, so that helps. And he'll be coaching all summer up there doing clinics, individual clinics. I don't know if have you jumped into any of his pickleball since?
I have.
he took over?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought they were fun.
yeah, he's a good
I
guy.
thought they were fun.
He's also my guy watching the tennis courts, so illegal coaches running illegal stuff, so. I'm getting nonstop text messages now from other Facebook posts, Jim, you sent me one.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe, no,
There's another one. No, I didn't bother to send you that one.
Lee of Appleton.
Yeah.
But then, there's Barrett girl, Tess Barrett.
Yeah.
That's all alumni. So Appleton and Tess Barrett are alumni, according to what they say in their on Facebook.
Did you see Nico Gentile?
That was-
He's gonna play games with the kids. Like, where are you gonna be? You gonna kick people off the basketball court? Cause you got 5 kids that they play.
One of the things that, part of my job all summer is, you can't make money on town property, and you can't. And you have to have insurance, and it should be core checked if they're working with kids, so, it's one reason why we, the Lund boys, the Haggerty boys. They used to do basketball stuff, they fell under our umbrella. And we had control of it, we've had it up here when our program were going on, but. It is part of. I like it when they say alumni, because it's not, I don't have to deal with it as much, but, it is something that. When someone's making money on town property, number one, it's illegal, and number two, there's no insurance, there's no core checks on the people doing them, so. It is one of my least favorite part of my job is going up there and telling a coach you're gonna move with 8 girls in front of them, but. If they mention alumni, it's school property, so it's their, responsibility to take care of it, so. What else is there? Our RISE program is wrapping up tomorrow, Friday morning, right? Last day of school,
Right.
Friday morning. It was very, I haven't done the final numbers, but our overall number is. I did a little report last night, and our income was $800,000 last June 30th, and it's already 905 right now. So we're, that's, I know at town meeting, everyone freaks out when they see that nine, whatever they have it now.
950.
They 950 in our, it's our, that's a state law where we're not allowed to spend anything over 950 of all the money we bring in. But the fact that we brought in 900, we're pretty, that's part of the prize program went very well this year. Playground program was huge, Extreme was huge. So we've done, we're very close to that 950. I never thought we'd hit that mark, with RISE starting off so because of COVID. I do have a meeting next week with the school department. And if they want to run it like a business model, like Champions and Kindercare had it, I really don't want to be a part of that, where parents have to register a month in advance and there's no changes. I don't know if life was too young for that, but that was a program that we hosted at our place, run by a for-profit Kindercare Champions. And Pat Sullivan came to me, he said, this should be a town program, it shouldn't be so rigid. But there's business personnel who would think that we should head in that model, but
Why is that if it's? So I've got it.
yeah, they right now get all the money. I need to work out a final agreement with them that, they owe us money, I owe them money. Because every month they get all the money gets deposited in their account. And I do payroll when it gets charged out of there, from that account. We have to come to it, next week, an agreement that they should set aside. Well, we gotta see how we did this year, because that would be a nice benchmark. You couldn't, starting it during COVID was obviously not, and 2 years of no benchmarking at that point, but if they can commit to $2,000 to us every year because of all the work we do, then, but I just don't want to go into that model of, like we've had many situations this summer. Where we've had calls of us, and even from the school saying, you have to take this child right now, and a child is in hospital. And if we were following their model, we would have had to say no, because you have to be registered a month in advance. And, you know, as a person who uses the program a lot, it just, we make it work. You know, it doesn't have to be fun.
I think it works wonderfully
Yep.
right now, I mean, personally.
Yep. So, I mean, that's, if they come to me next week and say, you know, this is, we want to take it over because we want to run it this way. I mean, we're not making money. It's just, I feel bad for the parents. And I think that's not what Pat Sullivan wanted when he came to me, when Champions was running. He wanted to avoid, you know, not have that program that was so, you know, not good for parents. So, but hopefully they saw a good product this year.
Mhm.
You know, it went very well. You know, I'm up there covering, Jeff Dennis up there covering, they don't count that.
When people sign up, though, it goes through,
It goes into our system,
crap,
and
yeah,
it's all credit cards, 99.9% of
Yeah.
it, so we, just at the end of each month. I pull a report out from our system, and it's anyway, usually about 10,000 a month. And then I just, it's a whole monthly statement for everything we do. And 10,000 goes into RISE, and then I send an email to transfer it right to the school department.
right, so, but like, what is their role?
It's a school program because we can't run it, because then it'd be an early education program, we have to be licensed.
So that's really,
Yeah, we're the administrator
It's on their property.
on their property.
Right.
The employees are teachers,
Yeah.
they're paid by the school department.
do they find the teachers, or do you?
Well, we both, yeah. So, I mean, it's all the same staff. It's the staff we had before,
Right,
Champions took over, yeah, so. No, I enjoy doing it, I wanna keep it. It keeps the door open for us, because we've run other programs there, and just. That's always concerns me that they could tell me, yeah, we don't want, you know, Rise is there, our Rise is there, we can't have Kelly Breck, we can't have Kelly Dykes after school programs. Because they're taken from. Space that they, you know, we share, we work all together. We wanna keep that door open. I don't know where everything stands right now between school and town, but we were always the one conduit that. Had a good relationship. I don't know where it is right now, but. I'll find out next week.
right,
But other than that, you know. We the fall, you know, the. After school program. I probably want to ask Alice and Julie this, because I know your kids have been going more and more. You know, what, we do have to take a look at the big picture that, now that we've. I hate to say it, the flood gave us space that we never had before, we lost our boat. Which doesn't make sense here on flood, you lose a boat, but if you don't, you know, that $50,000 boat that was in our first floor that. Everybody thought I should get rid of because it was wasted space, but it's great for storage. It opens up that room downstairs so much that. There's just a lot of things that go through my head right now about. Do we move dance? I mean, I know Jack will like this idea, dance downstairs. Because. No matter what dance class is upstairs, nobody wants to be downstairs. It could be, you know, what's it called, ballet, and it's still. You know, it's still loud downstairs, so I mean, it's a thought about moving down, just saying, because nobody, like I said, soccer, hockey boosters, football boosters. Used to love coming to our space to rent Monday nights, Kim K usually. And they stopped coming because it just was, the tap from above just is overwhelming. So I wouldn't, I mean, some thoughts I had is moving them downstairs, but you know, having that be their space and having quieter stuff upstairs. We had a great season with CMI ergs again this year. And that'll just keep on growing more and more. And having them upstairs is just like having a dishwasher, you just have that, you know, that switch noise, and that doesn't bother anybody. And I'm sure the library appreciate it, because there's no, I mean, they don't play music that loud. There's some occasional yelling when the kids are pushing each other, but I think dance downstairs, the library would be happier with it. And then the question about the teen center, I mean, you know, are we? What do we do? I mean, just the numbers. Are struggling. Do we look at program, you know, more programming wise? I think, you know, safe harbor at the ground level. We definitely need to work on. I mean, that was a program that was going so strong and until we took it over. So, I mean, it did lose a main person that was a, you know, Amanda, yeah, I figured it out. Amanda Thompson. We used to work for her. She was the gung ho person who loved that program, and when she moved out of town, it just sort of took away from it. But you know, it just is a matter of, you know, do we do more programming at our space? Do we move dance downtown and say that's all yours, day and night? Everybody would be happy because there'd be no noise. And she could fill the space. I mean, she do, dance is one of our biggest programs we have. We are making. Well, I think we'll make $25,000 this year. We can make 50. If she decided, more of a dedicated space and just say, here, go at it, use the space, run day programs for little guys, types. The town is looking at us about Linda Bolster, about changing her format to a mommy and me or a nanny and me, or babysitting. They do look at, okay, we could have Linda Bolster at our place downstairs and do babysitting for classes upstairs, and our yoga classes will go off the charts. If we have babysitting and then have classes upstairs during the mornings. That's what happened at Hingham. We have an option for babysitting. Every class we go upstairs will just a skyrocket. So it's just so many moving parts, and then what do we do with the teens? We bring them to our first floor. Have dance go downtown, have birds upstairs and programming, and have the teens downstairs, bring the jukebox, my beautiful jukebox there. There's more room for spread out, have the kids play basketball, have them choose the library, so. There's a lot of moving parts that I'm gonna need some advice on, and. Based on, we'll have numbers after tomorrow, when the rec center shuts down for the summer. We can look at our numbers and say, what is. I mean, we also look at the goal of the selectmen of having a teen center.
Yeah, what does the selectman gonna say about that? That's the question, because it's such a. Passion project for great, this one very. Pictures and the table and everything.
I just don't want to lose, and I also worry about losing the building. If we,
Yeah, I don't wanna lose the building.
if we bring down dance down there, and there's no teen center component. They could take the building.
Yeah.
Losing, the reformatting Linda is hurting us, because Linda was paying all the utilities down there. Could be more dance on the second floor. But when I look at, but do we do it a different way? I mean, like his Tuesday night programs that he does are huge. I mean, it's a matter of, that open-ended drop-off place that, your kids go, Allison and Julie. It's 5 to 6 kids. And it's $25,000 to $50,000 a year. So I guess the question is, do we do it all more programming? Do we do it Friday night? Till 9 o'clock at night? And obviously, because one of the goals of the teen center was to keep kids out of trouble. Keeping them busy on a Friday night might be better than a Tuesday afternoon. So just a lot of things to think about. Look at our pension. So
Ed, it's Julie. I do like the idea of having a Friday night option.
Mhm.
Means, as on a Friday night, I would think they'd want to hang out with each other, and it would be great to have a safe, supervised place to do that.
I think the one thing, I mean, I like the idea of having, the basketball court to be right there, that.
Yeah, agreed.
Don't run a lot of playground too much, but then, we did make up that great deal with the barrel,
Yeah, but they can walk to the barrel. I was thinking about that too, but they can still walk to the barrel at some point.
we could do the bus drop, the bus drop off. I mean, we started that this year, so that there's plenty of buses that go by in front of the library. I know the library would love to see the teens more with us, because it increases their numbers too. Because as soon as they walk in the door, the counters click, and that's, that helps them. Helps with tutoring, get the kids, there's more chance of tutoring down, if they're with us, they'll go upstairs and get, to be with tutors upstairs.
I like that it's one-stop shopping in that area. You have all of the resources outside that they might be interested in, the library, and it's a short walk to town. I'm cognizant, though, of this idea of losing that building downtown if we take the teen center out of there.
And the biggest thing is the dance. I mean, we just can't afford. If they all of a sudden say, well, we want the building back, and all you have is dance there, and I mean, dance could be bringing in $50,000, that helps cover. Like I said, we pay Ryan's salary, we pay a lot of our own expenses, most departments don't. So the question of whether or not, and then also, we can't have dance at our place in the summer. Once it gets ready, in 2 weeks when we get going. We're lucky enough to fit the Russian skippers in for one Tuesday night rehearsal real quick. Yeah.
Did you say dance brings in a lot of money?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
they run all year too, so like even the summer, they have that building packed every day during the summer too. Downtown, it's got great AC down there, so.
Oh, it has AC. So how could they conceivably take it then if it's such a moneymaker? Maybe that makes the most sense. Put dance over there. How could they take it?
Not a moneymaker for the town.
It's not a moneymaker for the town. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Bad optics on taking a teen center, not bad optics on
Yeah.
taking outdoor studio.
So I mean,
They have other designs on it too, right? I think some of those kind of like our whole concept of, defending it, if they were gonna take it for office space. If they're gonna do the town hall over, that all fell apart, obviously. Didn't fall apart, it was unnecessary. But, once it's kind of out there, and it's been, offered up. Who knows what the next thing would be, like, oh, this department is growing way faster than we anticipated, so. We have to put, like, for example, the DPW, they right now are in the basement of the Deer Hill School.
maintenance.
Maintenance, oh yeah, no, it's facilities, it's not,
Yeah, facilities, yeah.
it's facilities.
Yeah.
So the facilities department, they do a lot of like little things, like they have to like, cut stuff. And, I need a pipe down at the thing, this, whatever, and they would love to have the space. That the old garage, the DPW was that at one point, right, the DPW garage, so. They just, once it's kind of floated out there, if we pull back, I think. It'll be a problem.
Okay, okay. But dance
So-
makes money for us, recreation department. Which
It
is
would cover
what?
the entire bill for the rest of the building.
Yeah, and that's one thing that the town would go for, is that we would pay all utilities.
Which we do, yep.
Everything, so that would be sort of like, hey, doesn't cost town a penny to run this place.
Yeah,
The only concern about a rec center for the kid, I mean, I pushed the rec center, obviously, because that was main goal for that building anyways. Is that building is indestructible, but then I go down there, see a broken mirror that will cost $1,000 to replace, and realize that somebody threw a ping pong paddle that. It didn't shatter it, but it's got a hairline fracture, which. Thank God it wasn't the brand new one we put in, but which is used more for dance, but they do having the kids. With us every day downstairs, which, Jen and I would enjoy, and the kids would check in with us, and we make sure it would be more accountability. For parents like you to know where their kids were, Jen and I would be an extra set of eyes.
yeah,
For the teens, but they do, I would have to find some way to net all the windows. Cause, there's a lot of windows there, and they're $1,000 a piece, and they're 2-panel windows. Like we have two that shattered during a cold snap up in the theater. It's gonna cost, major money to repair. They're taking out half the theater wall to do it. Those windows we have there were old school, and they're $1,000 per, basically it's a $4,000 window, each panel, up and down outside are $1,000 replaced, so. The kids being there as a teen center, I love to have them there with the jukebox and ping pong, but it freaked me out every day. You'd have to net all the windows closed, which is not, actually, they're all boxed in windows, so. You can almost just drop netting down, and so no ping pong paddles go flying towards the window. I mean, there's ways to do it, so, but there's a lot to discuss, and I just want to throw some stuff out to you, and maybe have a working meeting at some point, just off the record, and I guess Tim and I, we should add that to our list from Michelle. We want the building, we're gonna make some changes. You're gonna make agreement, you're not gonna ever take it from us. Or the whole teen center plan. Can we make a change? Can we make a change to, I mean, like I said, his Tuesday night stuff that he does. Even though it's only once a month, but maybe it's just once a month, I don't know if there's more than once a month, but those are big nights. And that's where, maybe we switch to programming. He's got movie night, he's got trivia night. And they pop on Tuesdays, so, and then trying to re-salvage the ground level. Or having that rec center there open Friday nights. Maybe get some help with SRO. Visitors and. We're quiet on Friday nights, I think that's one of the, the teen center is in between. The ones that, Mr. Dooley is at Seabird for Friday and Saturday nights. Keep the kids, from causing problems. So a lot to discuss, if you guys want, think about it, and we could all get together. So during the summer and just talk about it.
Yeah.
So Derek, you gotta schedule a golf cart visit with the summer program. It's always a tradition for, new rec commissioners.
I'm sorry.
You get a golf cart ride.
Oh, all right.
You get to tour the whole summer playground program. Awesome. They give you a rundown.
When's that?
Any day you want.
All right.
Yeah, get to see how the program works. Anybody can do it, actually. You guys could all do it on a day. I don't, think, so that's the fall discussion too, I guess, just setting goals, and I guess that's the biggest goal is what do we do? I can't believe it's just losing the boat. They just, you look at things differently now, because there used to be, even though it didn't look that big, there's so much room for activities. And definitely get the ends downstairs. Just. I mean, even that, just allow alone and getting a little more programming upstairs. So. We just gotta do more, we have to do more programming and. Having Linda downstairs, babysitting, while parents are upstairs doing yoga with Cindy, or. We could do classes all morning until. Mrs. Moody comes in and. Well, Mrs. Moody actually, with the children's programs, she has morning programs. I'm saying like, babysitting is usually during a class downstairs, yoga class upstairs, you don't shout out and go
They're
upstairs.
just watching their kids
Yeah.
downstairs.
Yeah, I mean, those could be major money makers and, so. So, okay, we can discuss that.
Okay. All right, let's see, we got any committee reports. How about open space, John? Anything?
Last meeting was in May. There was a little bit of a postmortem on it open on Earth Day, which was mostly accounting. I think there was some miscommunication on dumpsters. And it was a little bit of pregame on EcoFest. Which if you guys didn't see, it was actually really nice. I thought they did a nice job with that event. I guess what was that, the week before Memorial Day?
Yeah, Sunday before Memorial Day.
Yeah, it's really nice. I don't know if those two events ever come together, but they next meeting is next Tuesday, which is June 20th, and I was going to, Tim, I don't know if you want to talk at all about John. Is it John Burse and his raised walkway, Little Harbor?
Yeah.
So I was just gonna, if he was interested, I was just gonna, we get guest speakers all the time at open space, and so just to, he wants to come in for 50, like, Montana came in and did a thing on composting, and then it's actually cool the way they set up the agendas. So I think if he wants to come in, I'm gonna offer that to him, and let him kind of see if he can build support. I know he's got his, I guess, his inroads with the select.
Yeah, who did he say he talked to? I already mentioned, so this is this guy that reached out to me through the marketing guy in town, this guy, Justin. And he sent me this email, and he's like, hey, Tim, I think, this is for you. And this guy has a pretty well thought out plan. He down at, so the other side, but almost like right across from the entrance to Sandy Beach, the car entrance to Sandy Beach, where you drive in. Right across from there, he likes to sort of access the low tide flats when in Little Harbor when the tide goes up. And he likes to walk down there and run his dogs and whatnot. And his thing was, hey, can we put one of those like floating walkways so that, at low tide, it just sits there and you don't have to go through the muck and kind of like, drags, whatever. You don't lose a sandal in the quicksand, that kind of thing. And it seems like the guy's done some work on this. He's done some research in terms of like where other places he's seen successful implementation of this idea. So he reached out. I said, I think, I went back and looked at the harbor committee plan. And it looks like this is more of like an open space and harbor committee situation than a recreation situation. So I put it on to John, and John is going to take it to the.
Yeah, so I'll talk to Adam tomorrow, because we just sent a note out saying anybody have anything for the agenda this week, and if John's available and wants to get 15 minutes of air, then that'd be great, and do that, so.
John, those action items that, originally I mentioned potential to meet, the action items that are set in that open space plan.
Yeah.
I remember when I did the one from 08 to whatever it was, 15. One of our goals was always to get those action items, each committee, if they'll mention it all in the action item list.
Yeah.
If like wherever recreation was mentioned, get us a copy so we know, so we can start You know, because I think it was lacking from the one we did. Like we did send, you know, send the recreation, of course I was on it, so I knew what was on it, but like open space, you know, even open space, having their list and sent to harbor committee. Sending it to the selectmen, these are your goals for the next 7 years.
Right,
I mean, I don't know if they ever followed up with that last, if Peter, when that was done. You know, to look at those action items in that present report and send them off to the committees that are mentioned.
okay,
Including us, and
Yeah.
just saying, okay, here's what we have to work, you know, here's the things that, let's, you know, prioritize our stuff. You know, what can we do?
okay,
Uh,
I'll bring that up to Adam tomorrow too.
Yeah, what Adam can also say is, well. Committee can go get the report and read it.
Well, yeah, actually, see,
It's like, he's like, well, if Ted really wants to do something, Ted can download the report and read the report. And
Yeah,
it's
this-
say recreation has to do this.
Yeah. But I think, you know, like I said, when we were finalizing the one that we did in 2010 or before that went out. We realized, okay, we should be action item, just do the action item. You know, send it out, you know, to like the second one listed, and, you know, no one's gonna actually go look at the report. Unless they're, you know, concerned about it, but send the selectmen their list and say, here's the action item list, here's what we want you to do in the next 7 years. So we noticed there's something that we were lacking, when we did that one, that the 2008 one, so.
Okay.
That'd be good to see, I mean, not just us. I mean, you know, many boards are listed there. And no one probably knows,
Right,
some don't know, so.
okay, no, it's a good call. And then just a little other odds and ends, because the 4th of July fireworks came up that one time. I did it, you guys see that?
Yeah.
So. The $50,000 firework credit, right, that the town had from the 250th that never was. So he has, so that's Craig McClellan, right? Yep. And he has. Posted a GoFundMe for because we need, there's $20,000 that they would still need to kind of get it over the finish line. I'm happy he's not doing it on the 4th, he's doing it on the 2nd, so at least it gives me something to do on a night I would rather have something to do. But looks like he's at about 13,000, so he's got to get to 20, so I guess he's gonna get there, so.
I guess it's gonna get there on July 1st. It's gonna be a little difficult to get that project off the ground in 24 hours.
Yeah,
It's June 15th.
I mean, he
We
seems,
did
I mean,
this 6 months ago.
yeah. Yeah,
We were talking about it 6 months ago.
I don't know if the money's already sitting somewhere, do you know what I mean, and maybe he's.
No, it's a credit with the.
No, I know the 50 is, but even the 20, like if he has like a, you know, he's just trying to see if he can offset it. I don't know. By the way, I'm not even sure if it's a fireworks show, it is a. In a very specific way of saying it, so I don't know if it ends up being a drone show. You know, what is it? It is a
Holiday
aerial display,
Aerial display.
aerial display. So,
Let's go hand out, let's call it, start everybody.
Wasn't the $50,000 credit though with fireworks?
Yeah,
yeah, I just don't, I don't know why.
they might be like. An event,
Right.
leisure, pleasure event, purveyors, maybe they have. drones as well as fireworks.
Yeah, anytime I see someone pick their words carefully, though, I pay closer attention. I felt like he picked his words carefully there, so that's the only reason I was looking at it. So anyway,
There'll probably be some complicated police detail and stuff down there.
maybe that's,
I think that's what, if you really go for me, I think that's what the 20, some of that is just for us.
yeah, it's actually so he's got the fireworks, he just needs the, you know, the.
The barge is sitting on Sunny Beach right now, waiting. For the credit card machine.
Barge
So it's like-
is in Somalia and needs to be floated across the Atlantic Ocean.
I do wish him luck, I hope it happens.
I wish him luck too. I'm not trying to.
Yeah,
do it. Yeah, it's a great idea. I just feel like, you know, it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Bingham's not doing theirs.
Oh, they're not?
No, just found out today
and that may have even been.
during our Flag Day ceremony at school.
A catalyst.
Yeah. He stood up and he said, and I don't know the reasoning behind it.
It is.
No,
Probably money, yeah, probably same thing.
I don't know. That thing was a well-oiled machine.
It really was.
Yeah.
I
Unbelievable.
was surprised to hear
Is it the, I know last year was a question about, they had to move it because of the
Yeah, they did it in September
ecosystem,
last
yeah.
year.
It's an ecosystem problem,
Yeah.
they couldn't do it where they. It's gonna kill birds,
Oh, I don't know.
so,
Then maybe that's-
it's an anti-dog thing.
That's it for me. So, hopefully, we'll give this guy some time this week. I'll follow up.
Yeah, let's see what he says, you know, and there might be a really easy answer as to why it's never been done, and there might be a pretty complicated one. Yeah, sounds like.
These are, it's worth being heard out.
Could be an economic boon for town with Hingham not having theirs.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, with that, yeah. And plus, all the kids have to be there to go to camp on the third, so you gotta be home.
Well, half the people at Sandy Beach are from Hammond anyway. So
That's true, actually, they'll be like, oh, great, we get to go to our beach, and we get to see that. Allison, anything from Safe Harbor?
I got nothing.
Okay.
And actually,
You do?
we should probably add you to this list for like, if, you know, well, sidewalks and even just the field thing with, if it ever gets moving again. Just for a little report. That'd be good to know, so.
I think we know this in, no action on that, front, so there we go, so.
I just tell you quickly about basketball during the season. I went to one of the games and tried using my key and I couldn't get into the school. So I found out that they decided they weren't gonna give us keys anymore, and we used the gym for when it rains in the summer. So I did meet with the principal. Told him so many words, I built the goddamn place, I need a key, so I got a key, I'm all set, and it'll open up if it rains and we have the gym, so.
Nice work.
Love that.
So one thing we should probably discuss is, and I threw it out here today, today in the email, is picking a regular night that you guys all like, going forward. We don't meet in summer unless we have to. You can take a golf cart tour whenever you want. So,
Is that a real thing?
yes,
It's a real thing.
it's a real thing.
And the August 11th thing is actually pretty good. So that thing on the last day of camp, the very last day of the second session, they have a like they choose ahead of time who's gonna win the Jack Woley scholarship, you know, out of the counselors. And it's kind of a big deal, and because kids love these kind of things, kids go crazy for counselors. And so they're like chanting names and that whole thing. So it's kind of fun to see. It's like a fun way to end up the whole program. And it's like literally you can be there for like 15 minutes.
It's usually, we finish at 2 o'clock that day, so usually by 1 o'clock, we start lining the kids up, and
Yeah,
by 1:30, it's over.
yeah,
And the
it's like
kids, you know,
really, it's like seriously,
Definitely worth going.
it's like 1:15 to 1:30.
Yeah.
Be there, you get the full experience.
My wife's not in labor, consider me that.
Yes.
So a meeting
Yeah, what
night,
about, what days work for people? Wednesday still work? Is it?
I know, Julie, you mentioned a different day, Julie, I know.
Yeah, I just mentioned Mondays and Tuesdays. Just in case those happen to be more convenient for other people. I know Wednesdays. I don't know, as we get in our family later on in the week, the evenings get busier. Mondays and Fridays are usually quiet, and Friday's not a great day for a commission meeting. So I was thinking maybe Mondays, but I don't know how others feel, and I really am fine with sticking with Wednesday.
I definitely can't do Monday. I know that.
Never mind.
A lot of you guys are on committees, so I guess that's a good way to start. I mean, you probably. So,
Yeah,
I'm happy Wednesday, but the only Tuesdays would be nice too, just because I go to New York, and so I usually go, like, it's Wednesday, that means I can't go at the beginning of the week, if I can't go at the end of the week kind of thing, but that's just a very personal thing, so. I'm happy to keep it Wednesdays, but I wouldn't be against Tuesdays.
I know Mondays are not pretty for me, but any other day works.
Winter's Tuesday, I'm not available.
Tuesdays.
Keep it Wednesday.
Yeah, stick with Wednesday.
then the week,
Oh, yeah, like first, second, third, or fourth of the month. What do you think?
We've been doing, I think, the second Wednesday of the month. Is that right?
Yes. I don't see any reason to change it.
That works.
Anybody else?
So that'll make it September 13th for our next one.
Sounds good.
It did. Excellent. All right, so it's staying with this.
I'll be here unless it's open house night.
yeah, I know, we have a lot of that going on that first.
Yeah.
September.
3 weeks of school.
Yeah, brochure, a brochure will be coming out, we have to plan ahead because school is starting before Labor Day, so. We gotta put our brochure together very quickly, have it ready by August 11th, last day. It's a good way to remember it. So it'll be out the Monday, I think school is Wednesday.
Yep.
So our goal is to have the brochure in our hands on Monday and to the post office immediately that day. So it'll be out Tuesday, Wednesday, before Labor Day. And, you know, just, I noticed here in the April minutes, because I wasn't here. I know you guys talked about the health and rec fair. I did talk to Mary Goodwin and she is back next year.
So we have no space for her.
So it's gonna be interesting.
I'm sorry.
Cause we had a full house. I mean, the good news is I don't need to chase anybody. I mean, I would still chase people. I mean, it's fun to chase, someone on regulars, but, between the farmer's market and the health fair and the rec fair. I mean, if you have a beautiful day, that courtyard was incredible. But I know we can't count on that. We can obviously count on the front of the school usually, because we didn't use that much this year. But we usually always fill that front with fun stuff and cancer, cancer van and so we're already, that date's already set. I know it's 20, I forget what, 3rd March, third Sunday in March, so that's ready to go. And then the Thanksgiving Day race will be Thanksgiving, obviously, that'll be on the rush, that I have to start filing paperwork for that on July 1. So that way the police don't get mad at me because I waited too long. So that'll be approved in July, the race.
So the only drawback on that, I mean, it's gonna be the 4th Sunday.
Sunday, what were the Sundays?
Sundays in March are 3, 10, 17, 24.
24. Yeah. I have a whole plan for 10 years planned out based on Easter and the Rotary Road Race, make sure we don't compete. So I had a plan that Linda Fecker and I worked on back then. And then there's also, I got this summer at some point, start talking about indoor farmers market once a month. Starting in the winter,
Downstairs in the first floor,
up, down and up,
down in.
even the little driveway around. Michelle Hughley, Linda Fecker and I have been talking about it. Picking a day once a month. Some of the Hingham is, they're over at Will Pawtuck
Yeah,
all winter, so. Just picking one. Once a month, third day a week, so.
good. Awesome. All right,
That's all I
nobody has anything else, then is there a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. And
Second.
all those in favor? Aye. Beautiful.
They're just very happy together, so if we all go inside, like, listen to service.
Tailgate
Great.
going
Play
on.
their big hit. Yeah.
Was there?
I was like, we have the meeting.
Yeah.